good morning, good afternoon, good evening. May the 4th be with you. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Today we're going to continue the build of the Ultimate Collector series, N-1 Starfighter. Actually put that in a different location, so I'll go get it. Won't be too long. And as usual, there will be a giveaway. Essentially, we've reached the first 2 goals. There's still more to go. So if you're not already subscribed, please do. Bring your friends, your family, people from your Discord server or other communities. Bring them all into the Versatile Fun Designs community so that we can grow together to 1 million. And then one of you will win the Death Star, the big $1,000 version. I'll be back in a few seconds. I'm back. Just putting the thing in its place. Stand. Setting up the camera right now. Won't be too long. I'm gonna load up the chat as well so I can see what you're saying. Remember, I'm doing all of this on my own at the moment. I don't have an editor, I don't have like a production team that can help do all these things behind the scenes, like the much larger YouTube channels. Yeah, we're getting close. So again, let me know if there's any particular set here that interests you. You should be good to go in a few minutes. Sorry, this takes so long. I'm back now. And yeah, these are the giveaway sets, and this is what we're building. As soon as I can get my camera to line up. Hopefully it works better than last time. Last time it just refused to work at all and I had to reset it. Again, I'm waiting for the camera to be ready. Once that's done, I'll be able to start the build. We'll start from bag 9. We'll do bag 9, bag 10 probably, and maybe bag 12. Then we'll see for the other bags. Probably we're not going to be able to finish tonight. There's still a lot of work to do. Yeah, so we should be good for 4 hours. 9:30 to... Yeah, it should be good till 1:30 a.m., although I don't think I'll be streaming for that long, so it's definitely enough time for what we want to do. So, let's go. Alright, the camera is now active. You can see everything now. Alright, so here's what we built so far. From bags 1 through 8, plus bag 11 for the stand right here. We built the minifigure. Let's take a very quick look at him, although he is not exclusive to this set. In fact, comes also in the $10 set that I will be giving away completely for free for whoever wins the giveaway. You have to be eligible to win. Please see the description for the rules and the terms and conditions. Yeah, this is the minifigure that comes in this set. Exactly the same as the guy from the $10 set. And I actually support this. I'm happy that LEGO did this, so that kids who just want Mando, they can buy him in a cheap set and they don't have to like overspend for a giant Ultimate Collector Series 18 plus set just to get one minifigure. That never made sense to me. I like minifigures, but I want everyone to have access to them. Whether or not you have like $1 million in the bank or not. To me, like, if it's a minifigure that, like, if everyone had Lloyd DX, I would still like that figure. It's not just a question of, oh, it's rare, that means it must be good. With that being said, let's open bag 9. Actually, for bag 9, well, let's open it first, and then we'll figure out how to build it. Yeah, this thing is quite unwieldy. It takes up a lot of space. It's not even done. Yeah, Mando is like centered to maximize viewer engagement. And yeah, I think he looked great, although maybe yellow is not his favorite color, but we'll see what he does in this particular movie. Lots of large pieces in this bag, including this windshield piece recolored to light gray. Lots of green pieces and light blue pieces as well. Also a bunch of these pieces, the sloped pieces. Usually you find these like in skate ramps or like transitions between like just the floor and the road, like the LEGO City road plates. I believe they had either these pieces or something similar to them. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. These are quite large pieces. Plus this piece. Some large pieces in this bag. We have these green clips here. These are probably going to connect to this, more likely than not. And yeah, these pieces with the hinges. And these ones, since they're black, they're probably more visible on the exterior. Whereas these funky colors are likely not going to be visible from the exterior, at least I hope not. We'll see whether or not that's true. There's this relatively new piece, which is a 4x4 triangle-shaped tile. To confirm it's 4x4, you see it here on the grid. This is a very nice piece to have, very useful. I hope to see this in many more colors. A bunch of wedge plates and a bunch of other pieces that are more common. So I'm not going to mention every single piece here, but at this point the part list is available on lego.com if you want to look at all the parts yourself. But do let me know in the chat if you see something super interesting. Excuse me. And you can win the giveaway, of course, by leaving a valid chat message, or if you're watching this after the fact, you can also create a community post in my community on YouTube. With that being said, let's begin. We're going to basically do the underside of the ship at this point. We'll start with what we know and what is more obvious, and then move on to the stuff that's less obvious, as per usual. We're doing the build without the instructions, following the process of elimination. But in order to do this, I need to see the underside of the ship. What I'll do is I'll take it off the stand, and I don't know if there's a way to hold it upside down on the stand. I guess maybe this is something they should have thought about. Yeah, there's no good way to do this because I don't have the space for it, so I'll have to put it like off camera, like somewhere to the side. Gentle, make sure not to drop it. And I need to see what's already there on the underside to understand what to do now. Yeah, I'll be using the ship as a reference, and I'll bring it in view once it's more clear what needs to be attached. Okay, so I now am able to confirm that this, and this are going to form one group of pieces altogether. They're all going to attach on one plate from the underside. We don't need to worry about these anymore. Just put them in a corner. We don't accidentally use them. Now we can move on to the other stuff, which is, I believe, more interesting. So here we're going to have like a bit of place where we reverse the studs. We're going to be attaching this right here. not entirely symmetrical, but it's close enough. And of course, I have not looked at the actual source material, so I'm not entirely sure of how accurate this is, but since it's an Ultimate Collector Series licensed ship, I assume that Disney has had some input into the ship as well. Disney is also selling this, and they would not sell something with their name that's not reasonably accurate. Of course, within the limitations of the Lego medium. Those curves, I believe these curves go here. What comes underneath here is not entirely clear. C4. I believe it's going to be like this. Based on what I'm able to figure out from the 3D view. It's one other component. I do see these are used towards the front. Or at least we know that there's going to be a tile. A 1x2 tile here, that we know pretty much for sure. Like gray. That's pretty much the easiest part. Maybe it would be easier to do the sides first. Let's think about that. We'll take one of these as an example. See something like this just to fill the gap. There's a gap that's going to be visible if nothing was placed here. I don't see anything else here. there's going to be a gray brick of some sort that goes here. What are the candidates for a gray brick? One as a one dimension. This is one example. I believe it's the only light gray brick that can fit here and meets the requirements. Unless there's a 1x1 here, but there isn't. No bricks here. There's lots of slopes here, but not that many bricks. This is 2x3, so that doesn't fit. That means by necessity it has to be this one. There might be like some other piece underneath here. Actually, no. That's basically it. So we can create, this is a mirror of this, I believe. Click on the other side. Yes. So these components are also done. Next, we have something that might be a bit more involved. Actually, these are not completely done. There's stuff that gets attached. Actually, it's on the other side. Take this. A black 1x1. At least a black piece that fits here. That's dimension 1. The only thing that could fit is this. It's gotta be this. The process of elimination, as we often talk about. And this. That's the only thing that fits. This goes here. I'm noticing this piece has 2 sprue marks here and here. That's interesting. I hope they don't do that too often. Got a whole bunch of stuff that gets attached here. Let's build these. I believe they're mirrored. They look to be mirrored. What I'll do is I'll build basically the other side in parallel. We have a white piece here. Only white plate is this, but now the question is, does it go this way or this way? We don't know yet, so let's hold on to it for a moment. We have a black piece that goes here, I believe. This must go this way. Same on your side. Okay. Next, these pieces here. Eventually, they're going to attach to our other assemblies that we're doing right now. It's interesting to see like this whole ship is heavily reliant on ball joints, I guess to a larger extent than other UCS ships that I've built. Even the ones from last year, I don't remember too many ball joints if I recall correctly. I think there were a few, but there's also lots of clips and lots of technique and angles and stuff. I seem to remember more things were clipped on. We have a dark gray underneath this. Actually, this thing's maybe this way for one of them and the other way for the other. So this goes here. Maybe. Yeah, that's what it looks like. Kind of hard to see what's going on, to be honest. I'm looking through the gaps in the 3D view to reverse engineer this. Not the easiest thing to do. This is where this connects to this one. It's perfectly. I'm going to be connecting with ball joints here, here, and here. This is using up a lot of the pieces. Oh, you see, don't mistake this 1x4 with the 1x5. this and this are very similar pieces, but they're not the same color and they're not the same size, and you have to use the correct one. That's why they give these pieces different colors to maximize the chances that you'll build it right the first time. Especially if you're either new to LEGO or coming back to LEGO after a while. Alright. This is nice. And we can do the stuff that's at the back. I think that's still simpler than front stuff, just because the front, it's a bit weird. From what I can guess. Not that it's a bad thing, but it's just more challenging to do. Just like on a math exam, it's often easier to start with the easiest thing first. An interesting ledge. Okay, pretty interesting shape. Do the same thing but mirrored. This in itself could be like its own small little thing. So those are done. Don't need to worry about these anymore. So basically all this stuff we don't need to worry about. The only thing we need to worry about is this stuff here. Basically this and this. I'm not going to mix the piles, but we don't have that many parts left. And with the process of elimination like almost complete, and we start to think about how do we put these pieces together for the front, like lower front parts of the build. Some nice part usage would be roller skate pieces, just for greebling. An interesting piece of greebling. I think it's mirrored, but let me check. Yes. This thing pointing this way in this case. Now, mirrored on the other side, we'll do the same thing. Takes a few of the pieces out of consideration. You have even less pieces to worry about now. This thing is a bit unwieldy. It's a large model and it's hard to see what goes on there. Requires a bit more finagling than usual. Let's see some blue as well. I'm not able to visualize completely what's going on, which makes things more challenging. I will say that there is this piece. I think I see what's going on. This is the most logical explanation. It fits, so it confirms that this is the way to do it. Yeah, it looks like this is going to attach like so. And these, as you probably guessed, are going to attach to these ones right here. Although I'm not sure if it's a good idea to link these together yet. We might want to do some more stuff first with this individual component. It's already a green piece. Important not to consider it. And what I mean by that is in the build, it's quite heavy. But whoa, there's like this green piece right here. You see it there? So we gotta take that into consideration. Still a bit of thinking to put together all these pieces in basically this assembly and the stuff right next to it. But at least we did most of the bag without any major difficulty, so I think we'll be able to manage the rest. Maybe like some upward slope basically connects the relevant version of this piece. So this goes on this side, this goes on this side. This is something like this that connects it to something. This is either here or here. There's one of these, there should be two of them, I think. Maybe one. Because it probably goes here, somewhere in the central position. Probably. Yeah. Put it here for now. And likely this gets placed here for stability. At this point I'm guessing. And this and this are obviously going to be connected together in this way. I don't see neither the brown nor the green, so I wonder where will that connection actually take place, and maybe it's to connect the thing from the bottom. I suppose that's possible. I don't see anything of that nature. Let's see if these go on gray pieces. Having ball joints. So connects to. No. Not sure what these are going to be used for. I'm guessing that this placed here. Maybe something. Not this one, the other. Something like this, right? Two of the black pieces here. Could this be it? Will this fit? If it's too high, so if we bring it down by 1, then yeah, that will be perfect. That's where a bunch of these would have been useful. That means this probably doesn't go there. If we had 2 of them, it would have been nice. I suppose we could improvise. But I'm not sure if we're going to need to use all these pieces yet. Maybe we could use these. Not sure if we need that yet, but we'll do it 1 by 1. It's probably an extra piece. This can be left blank after all, because it's not. As long as this fits, I'm not sure it will. Let me try it. I wish I could show you this, but the thing is so heavy and awkward to move, but I want to do a quick test before I commit to this solution. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna fit, just at a cursory glance, so probably I'll do the same solution on this side. Probably better if we have something here, but I don't think it matters too much. These probably go here for stability. That will make it much more stable. Okay, so I think at this point we can start to put stuff together. I ended up not using these pieces yet, and I'm not sure if we'll ever use them, but at this point we can bring the main build and start to attach most of it, and then we'll find out, oh, we forgot this one thing. Probably. This is gonna happen. Actually, here we could have used the L pieces. We had done that. We can't use them in both places. That's unfortunate. That's okay. Not a big deal. This is going to be like at a slight angle like this. And the rest we can figure out. So I'll basically take all this stuff, bring it closer to me, and I'll use whatever I need. Pretty sure like I'm missing some obvious part, but it's not going to be visible until I complete like the build. Yeah, I'll also bring all of these closer to me as well. Just attach them one by one. The build itself is huge. Wait. Incoming. suggest holding this with both hands as much as possible. It's an incomplete state. I'll try to get the best possible viewing angle, but this thing is just so large, it's hard to completely fit it. Well, let's start with this here. So going from the back towards the front, you know, this goes here. Now some stuff that's going to attach here, so actually let's start with that, because we're going to need that before we can put that stuff on top. So it's going to be those pieces that we worked on before. So this is the one that goes on this side. The ball end is on this side, and this is the one for the other side. It looks like this needs to attach to this somehow, so we now know where some of those pieces have to go. Okay, see that I'm using pieces I shouldn't have used. I don't want to redo the whole thing at this point. I'll just do a part substitution. I'll do this, this. If I need to work on this further, then I'll have to disassemble and come back to it. But I think this is good enough for now. Again, the goal is not to reproduce the set as built by the instructions, but just something that looks like the final build. This is... okay, I think this needs to be moved back. This whole thing. Yeah, that's much more like it. And then this whole thing gets attached here. And here. We can put this back. Just fold this down gently. That's what it's supposed to look like, I think. Taking what we learned. Oh. This one feels a bit mushy. Let's see, did it actually get fully inserted? I believe the answer is yes. But yeah, again, we're not done here. We're just adding stuff layer by layer. Some parts of these feel a bit delicate. If this was a playset, this would be a problem, but LEGO does not advertise this as a playset. They say it's like for adult collectors who want to display it, so basically build it and put it on a shelf. Yeah, here they could not use that piece for whatever reason, probably because of the ball joints underneath, so they approximated it, and it looks almost as close as the original. Now here's where it starts to get complicated. But first, let's just attach these ones. Here we just attach it on the studs. Probably helps if to have like a finger hold on to this because it's super easy to like. Basically, the ball joint doesn't let you attach. It's too much clutch power. Okay, I think that's how you do it. Actually, you need to have like a finger underneath to attach it. Maybe it's worth attaching this first. Yeah, like this, and then you bring it down slowly. You adjust the others relative to it. And then you add this stuff. Okay, now with these added, now we can add this stuff. This is all going to get attached with just these 8 studs, and I'm wondering if it's enough. Like, I feel like these pieces here are used to clip onto something here to make this more stable. We don't have any evidence of that. So I'll just attach this like this, bring this down, and as long as it does not fall apart when I flip it over, I'll call that a success. So let me just lift the thing slowly. Hopefully the parts don't fall off immediately. Shake it a little bit. Okay. I think it's good enough for at least right now. If you're gonna have this long term, you're probably gonna wanna, well, we don't know where this goes, but I suppose we'll find out either now or in a future building phase, but I just don't see where that goes. But yeah, I'll just do a bag announcement and we'll move on to the next bag, maybe. It's been a long day and I'm pretty tired. Bag 9 builds the underside of the starship using some very interesting techniques and some ball and socket connections to connect the individual components to the underside at very interesting angles and with minimal gapping. And this is attached upside down using the studs that we created in a much earlier building phase. I think that's enough summary for tab 9. I'm not going to get into the details of, oh, I use this piece and not this other piece. Actually, I think I might have knocked over this piece. We'll find out very soon. Yeah, this thing is not really designed for placing it upside down. Although, even in the instructions, I'm sure they tell you have to place it upside down to build it. Or on this side, where is the missing piece? I'll try to find, oh yeah, here. Okay, that wasn't too bad. Okay, so now I'll put it back on the stand, at least for now. I have to be more careful when putting it on the stand because we have like all the underside stuff that we don't want to knock over. And this will look better like if you could zoom out to see it. So here's more context on what that looks like. Try to lift this and tilt it just a little bit. Essentially, that's what we built right now. I love the drum lacquered silver. It's so beautiful. Compare this silver to the dark gray to the light gray. Completely different things. Next question becomes, what do we do with bag 10? What do we do in bag 10? Let's also see the size of bag 10. I put the box away. Let me go get it. And back. Let's build bag 10. It's bag 10. Well, not at all enough space here. Very large into its dimensions. I built like sets with more pieces, but it could be like modular building where you build like one floor at a time. But this just takes up all my space. If I keep doing these sets, I'm gonna have to get a different, bigger building space. Oh, more drum lacquer pieces. You've not seen this one before. It's very interesting. Let's look at the mirror of it. Also got this small cockpit. It's not protected by anything. And here's the mirror version of that drum lacquer silver piece. Yeah, this looks amazing. Yeah, that's the Lux. We got a minifigure. With the full minifigure, but when do we get Grogu? Thinking we'd get me this bag. Apparently not. All the small parts in this bag. But besides what I already mentioned, I don't see any super interesting parts. I think this is a stickered piece, but again, as I said before, I'm not going to apply the stickers right away. I'll build the whole thing first, and I'll think about whether or not I want to apply the stickers. You see here some droid arms, so that could be some meta nice part usage. we're going to fill some of the gaps right here and continue towards the rear. In order to do that, we're going to build the cannons, and LEGO has used these in the past for flick fire missiles, where you basically put this in a, let's see if there's a Technic brick available here so I can show you. It doesn't seem to be, but essentially you put this in a Technic brick and then you do this, you flick, and then this fires. They've done this for a while until they came up with something that's arguably better, the stud shooter. Also, we got another one of these pieces that is used at the very tail of this thing. This one is a little bit bent right out of the box. If you damage the other one, you could swap it with this one. Again, there's like a soft rubbery part. You see like the slight difference in color, where this is hard plastic and this is the soft rubbery plastic, to make sure kids don't hurt themselves like playing with this, because this is also used in regular playsets for kids. Also got this inverted tile, which is nice. This is a combination between a plate and a tile. Instead of having anti-studs at the bottom, it has studs. It's useful to cover up anti-studs. And also, it's this hole in the middle, which is useful sometimes as well. With that being said, let's set to build the rockets. This is then attached to here. Okay, stuff go the other way. Be like this. I just need this piece to be able to complete this part. Here it is. Okay. Next. I believe we're going to use these pieces. Looking for these cones in dark gray. Dark gray cones. Dark gray cones. There's one. Here's the second one. Pieces all blend in together. They're similar colors. I'm not complaining, that's just how it is. That's why LEGO uses those funky colors. Which I suppose is good for kid sets, but I'd rather search for the colors and then end up with a clean build rather than have everything look like a messy rainbow. By the way, did anyone submit anything to Bricklink Designer Program this time? I resubmitted my submissions from last time. I had an idea for another submission, but I was not able to complete it in time. So stay tuned on that for next year. That's right. The year is at the end for Bricklink and for LEGO in general. They're exiting 2027, entering into 2028. The LEGO design year. The only thing we know is that we need to insert these such that this is like next to this brick. I'll show you. Basically, this has to go here, and I believe this is the place for it. Yeah, makes sense. The same thing will apply here. Then let's do something about like some tiles or plates here. In order to be able to put the drum lacquer pieces on top of them. This is gonna be fun. Insert this. Oh no, I broke something on the underside. Oh, this is gonna take a while to fix. If I was doing this offline, I would pause the recording, fix the problem, and then went back to recording. I can't do that. I gotta be careful because I could destroy the whole thing. Oh no. This is the part that fell off. Let's send it opposite to me, of course. Just it'd be better to tear this whole thing apart. Put this back. Put this back. Carry it carefully. Try not to damage the backside. Put it back on the stand. Okay, so basically when attaching this plate here, be very careful. Yeah, they tell you build bag 9, then bag 10. I think it should have been the other way around. Actually, then you would not be able to flip it to build the stuff on the underside, so I don't know. Basically, when pressing down on this, you cannot press on the underside, but only on the middle part of the fuselage. You gotta be very careful. Just take this. The good news is that we're almost done with this. Again, press on the middle part of the fuselage, not the underside. There we go. That looks nice. Is this supposed to be like... Oh no, this is... I need to have one more plate to get it the right level. Essentially, like... Oh no. How does that work? I'm not quite sure how this is supposed to work. They're saying I need to add another plate. There's no way. You see, this whole thing would have to like go down significantly for it to... Basically, there's a discrepancy between here and here, where it's right on only one side, not the other. I just don't see how to reconcile the discrepancy. Take this off. If I add this, does that solve the problem? Oh. Trying to see where I went wrong here, but it's very difficult to figure it out. So it's at the same level like this. It's supposed to be like this, but if I press down on it, it will go down too much. If I add one more layer, I don't think that works into the plates. let's give it a try. Again, pressing down only from the this looks a bit ridiculous, but this goes up, then it's less ridiculous. This thing here. But this is the closest to the truth. But I think I'll do it this way. Maybe on the other side it's not sagging as much. Again, this whole thing is not ideal, and I don't even have like two of this on the other side. I'll do at least the front and the back. Maybe I was supposed to use this piece over there. Hopefully I don't need those pieces elsewhere. I'll have to like go back and redo the whole thing. Apparently I just have to flip the whole thing. Do the other side because there's no this long tail is annoying. This should have been attached last, honestly. And here I see that, oh, I already attached one of them. Tail is what bothers me the most because I can't like rotate this as I like, as I'm used to doing with pretty much any other thing I build. I want to push it back, like give you a better view, but I can't because the tail is in the way. But at least the good news is that we'll be moving on very soon. Yeah, never hold it from the bottom, only from the sides, like the middle part. Okay. Now we're gonna move a little bit backwards, which in this case means this. Small, probably short range weapons, or maybe radar, some type of detection system. There's some piece that allows me to bracket, probably. More brackets on this side. This could have been an excellent build if they just reordered the operations a bit. This thing. See if I could just remove the tail instead of just complaining about it. Yeah, done. I removed the tail. I'll reattach it probably at the very, very end of the build. That thing was causing me so much problems. Push it back. Yeah. I should have done that way earlier. But better late than never. Might not be able to back, but again, I'll reattach it later. It's also annoying to reattach without touching it from the front. Yeah, just fishing for pieces, making the assemblies one by one, so we're basically back to quote unquote normal. Small subassembly goes right here, I believe. Right here. Yeah, that makes sense. And we fill this gap right here. I wonder why we had to wait until this time to fill it, but oh well. The way we do that is we're going to have this piece connect to this. This is going to connect to that jumper ultimately. This is an interesting technique. So now we're going to attach to these plates with clips these pieces. The bar with stud, often used for mostly for superheroes. It's kind of meta part, nice part usage for Star Wars. This is much more for superheroes. Sometimes Ninjago as well. The droid arms. These have an orientation. Yes. The thick part towards outside. Although I don't think people are gonna notice unless they're super paying close attention to detail. Yeah, at least we're learning something when building this. Again, come up with this other piece. Yeah, this is design. When LEGO does clever stuff like this, I feel like they can get away with increasing the prices a little bit. Like I'm willing to not just say, oh, 10 cents price per piece, but if you have an interesting building technique, I'm willing to pay a little bit more for that. because I know like it takes time to design these things and implement them. But it's not just one designer who designs an entire set; it's an entire team, and they have to test it and so on. So if the build is interesting, I'm willing to pay a bit more. Might be one of my more controversial takes, but I stand by it. Yeah, this assembly goes right here. Actually, it fits perfectly. I was hoping it would be attached better on both sides, but it's attached only by this one stud right here, so you better not break this off. I really wish it was held better though. For some reason, we could not tile this off before, but we have to do that now. So just standard stuff at this point. Tile. 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 Then we half tile, half plate. Then we have like some stuff on the side. Something. Oh, the headlight bricks. So now this is where things might get complicated because we have the headlight brick, but we also have stuff attached to it. But it looks like that has to be attached as one assembly. You have to think a bit about how do we want to do this. Otherwise, we'll have to disassemble stuff that could be difficult to reattach. Yeah, I don't want to disassemble that if at all possible. What I will do is there's some stuff that goes in the middle that we know we can do right now. There's a bracket and a console, which unfortunately is not printed, rather stickered. But again, I'll skip the stickers for now. Nobody cares about the interior stickers anyway. Or very few people care. And then there's a bracket somewhere. Light gray bracket. Yeah, right here. This can be inserted here. Yeah, now for the sides of this thing. I see so many pieces left, even though I feel like I'm done or almost done with this bag, which worries me a little bit. It means there's either something that I'm missing. That's basically what it means. this whole thing is going to be attached. Just one stud. A bit like unnerving to me, but whatever. Yeah, that fits perfectly. Does fit, but like the fact that it's only held by this one stud here is again, it's a display model, not a play model. The hinge pieces and all these blue studs on top pieces means that there's much more going on. Here's a better look of what that looks like. Yeah, it does fit right here. Here's what the cockpit looks like. I've left intentionally some space here for the minifigure to sit. So there's some additional detail that goes in here. I'm not going to fill that in, just to actually make it usable for the minifigure. I'll be skipping the cockpit detail for now. I don't see much left to do. In this bag, there's a bit more stuff here for Grogu's place, where Grogu would sit. Oh, let's see. Actually, we do build a bit of the underside as well. I wish they didn't make us do this. Now this goes somewhere on the other side. I feel like the studs here It's going to be hard to show you, but essentially it's this stuff right here. I should have done this in the previous bag, and this, I'll have to like, oh, yeah, can't really show you, but like, yeah, order of operations on this thing is not ideal. Okay, that's done. Now, hopefully, the rest of the stuff at the top. There should be something to basically indicate Grogu's like place in the ship. Still have a lot of pieces left for something that doesn't look like it should take a lot of pieces. Probably this goes like this. And then 2, 3, 4. This gets attached. Yeah, that's it. Four of these at least. 1, 2, 3. Four. I do this. Be able to add these. I do like the shaping here. It's nice. Mirror the thing on the other side. This is going this way, this one is going to go the other way. Chat is being quiet today, but no need to be quiet. Your chance to enter the giveaway. It's May the 4th. May the fourth be with you, as they say. And up to the Death Star. Let's go to the other side. I feel like we're missing a piece here. There it is. There we go. Alright, so now we've done a good chunk of the work. These take up a lot of pieces each, surprisingly enough. But we're not done. We still have stuff to do. Then this piece gets involved somehow. Not with this. With things at a very subtle angle. And I see the blue pieces used. This attaches to some of those blue pieces, I believe. So this and this. Will go here. Yeah, and then next these go, but I'll only do this one. Because now I have a better understanding what's going on here. So there's going to be stuff that goes in here, which is why there's less tiles or plates or whatever. And we need this jumper to come up this level. Would this work? How many of these do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Need 2 towards the rear. That means that at best we have 1 on each side, like this. If that fits. Yeah, it looks like it does. If we had more, then I would have considered using them. here. Yeah, that's the exact level that is expected. We need like something to I don't know what else to fill with, so I'll use these. This is my guess, my improvisation. I'm guessing it's going to go something like this. It's going to go like this. And this is, well, can I attach directly? It's one possibility that this attaches directly. And this has some, I don't know what that. What if this goes like this? And this goes here. This goes here. Just guessing at this point. Does this fit? Say, yeah, it does. Here I feel like there's a bit of a distance. Actually, maybe this. This is the part that I know for sure. So, I need to attach this here. Feels like I'm missing one more. Does this fit? Yeah, it looks like it does fit. It's a question of basically this needs to be a bit higher. I need one more of these plates, which I don't have, so I'll have to substitute. I'll just use the jumpers. Can I use the jumpers? No. I could use the jumpers, but that to be on top, and that would ruin the look. But not by much. I need this jumper. I need this piece as well. I'll just use the jumpers up top. Like, it's gonna look a little bit ugly, but I don't think it's a big difference. I just want to get through the build at this point, to be honest. Yeah, this goes here. Oh, it doesn't look too bad. And here there's gonna be this. It's mirrored. But of course, wait a minute. When we look at the actual thing, we don't really see this, so that's not the solution. This ain't it. If it was the other way around. Stuff on the bottom. No, that's not gonna work either. Let's think about this more critically. Is this part visible? Can we flip those two pieces together? The answer to that is no. If this was gray, I don't think it would matter too much. Yeah, let's just attach it now. Just see what is the height of this thing compared to what we want it to be. This thing should be at, it's like 2 plates too high. So this whole solution doesn't work. We know that this goes here, but the problem is that this does not go here. Or it goes upside down and there's like some bracketing that happens. I also see like these bricks right here. Especially when I repeat the same thing but like do it much more down. We just do this and do this. This would have been like acceptable. But this would be like too gappy. So let's see. If you want to have something that basically this. Get rid of this. Get rid of the jump leads in this case. But then we know that this have to be the same, which they're not. Let's solve the one problem at a time. Okay, put this here. Does that help? Yeah, it does. What does this look like? Cover this. Okay, so that part is covered up. Just this part remains too elevated. Is there a way to connect this at like a lower level? Maybe this. That's the right level, but it's like too far apart. These are like wedge pieces or slow pieces. They cannot like hover in mid-air. You know, this has to go here. That's the challenging part. We don't know how to attach these two parts together. If this was upside down, it still would not help because everything here is all in one direction for the studs. What if we get this to go this way? Right, down. Even then, should we have this like here? Because that's like a big gap, which we don't want. This. That blocks the way. There are no good options that I can see for this one. I'm feeling pretty tired. Parts of the build are starting to fall apart. This is just a stand. I don't know how long I'll be able to last the night. I was hoping to do more, but I just is feeling too tired to continue. I think I'll have to wrap up, unfortunately. Chat has been very quiet. Oh, I just realized this piece has been stuck underneath the stand for a while. But nonetheless, this is something that I'll think about and wrap up probably tomorrow. I just had a very long day. I cannot continue the build anymore. So I'll end the live stream here. If you have any thoughts you want to put in the comments, please do so immediately. Otherwise, I'll wish you farewell. Put the brick separator here, and as soon as this pops up on my screen, it means it's time to say goodbye. All right, everyone. Good night, good morning, good afternoon. Have a good one, and I'll see you in the next one.